Hi, I'm Susan.
I'm Lila.
And in this video, we are going to talk about how to improve your English level for the IELTS.
So our aims here today are to understand why people take the IELTS exam, to have an overview of what the IELTS test is like, understand the IELTS grades, to learn about a common IELTS myth and how to avoid it, and to understand how to improve your IELTS score and how to practice for it. So from the beginning, what is the IELTS for? IELTS is an English language test for study, migration, or work. And over 3 million people take the test every year. It is accepted by more than 11,000 employers, universities, and schools, and immigration bodies around the world. Different places will ask for a different IELTS score. So you need to check the necessary score for the specific purposes you're applying for.
Okay, so what is the IELTS like? So the test is divided into 4 parts: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. You will receive a score for each skill and an overall score for all of them. The score indicates your level of English. But what does that mean? So your score for the IELTS is going to be in bands that go from 0 to 9. So you get a 0 if you didn't answer anything. That's the only way you can get a 0. And you get a 9 if you do amazing. So that's the maximum score, the highest band. But what does that mean in English level? So if you get anything below 4, your English level is basic user. So that means between A1 and A2. So that's elementary, pre-intermediate. If you get something between 4 to 6.5, that's B1, B2. So like intermediate, upper intermediate. So that's an independent user. Or if you get 7 or above, so between 7 and 9, that's C1, C2, that's advanced and proficiency. So that means you're a proficient user. Most universities will ask for a score around 6 or 7. So check whatever it is that you're applying for, what score in the IELTS you need. But how can you improve your score? So how can you get from here to here or from here to here? How can you get from a 4 to 5, a 5 to 6? Let's talk about that.
So there is a very common IELTS myth where many people think they keep taking the practice tests, that they're going to improve their score in the exam, but that is not true. So doing that will help you get more familiar with the test itself, but is not going to help you improve your score, because the IELTS is an English test. So to get a higher score, you need to improve your English skills. So you need to make sure that you improve all 4 skills of the test. So listening, reading, writing, and speaking. You need to improve the skills to get a higher score.
That's right. So here is our recipe to improve your English. So first of all, you need productive skills. That's speaking and writing. So producing language. These are your productive skills. Then we have the receptive skills, listening and reading. We also have grammar. Yes, grammar is important. Don't forget. Vocabulary, so all the words that you need to be able to communicate in English. And last but not least, experience. So what does that mean? We are going to explain. Don't worry. Let's start with
productive skills, speaking and writing. So to get started by practicing what you already know, you can talk to people in English. You can write comments on social media. So social media could help you out if you're willing to practice and try new things. You can keep a journal or a blog in English, writing about things that you care about, your interests. And You can even do it for yourself. You can keep it private. You don't have to show it to anyone. Just keep practicing your writing skills. And to expand on those skills, you could read writing samples online. So actual samples from the IELTS test of writing pieces from other people. You could read, watch, or listen to the news. And you could watch videos, films, or series in English as well.
Now, for the receptive skills, it is quite similar, but there are more details. So to practice what you already know, you can watch films or series that you have already watched. So you know this one already. With subtitles, if you want to practice your reading, and without subtitles, if you want to practice your listening. Again, these are films or series that you have already watched. So that means you don't have to worry about the story and not understanding something. You're just focused on reading and listening. And you can also read books, articles, blogs, etc. on familiar topics for you. So topics that you know a lot about. Now, to expand your skills, you can watch new films, new series with or without subtitles. Remember, with subtitles if you want to work on your reading, and without subtitles if you want to work on your listening. But these are new films and series. So now you don't know the story, you don't know anything. It's completely new to you, but you are practicing your reading and your listening as you watch. And listen to the radio or listen to music in English. It's also very good for your listening skills. And for your reading, you can read books, articles, blogs, etc. on new topics. So topics that you don't know a lot about.
And then we have grammar that a lot of students hate, but it's very, very, very important to improve. So to practice what you already know, you can use the grammar that you know in conversation or when writing. And this makes a lot of people nervous because we're nervous about making mistakes and sounding silly. But it is important to be brave and try the things that you learn in conversation and take the risk, because the more you try it, the more you practice, the more comfortable you're going to be with it. And also pay attention to the grammar being used by other people when you're in conversation, because you can learn a lot by listening to other people. And to expand your skills in grammar, you can use a lot of websites and books to expand your knowledge and to do grammar exercises. There are many, many websites that give you exercises for free. And there's a lot of good books out there with a lot of grammar explanations and also grammar exercises. So it'll give you a lot of opportunity to practice and learn.
Yes, and finally, vocabulary. So vocabulary is all the words that you know in a language. So that's your vocabulary range. So to practice what you already know, you can keep a notebook with a vocabulary list. And from time to time, check that list and try to use these words. This is so you don't forget them, because it's very easy to learn a new word and then not use it for ages and then forget. And to expand your skills, when learning a new word, so let's say you found a new word, write it down. Write down the meaning of that word. Write down collocations and sample sentences. So a few sentences using this word. But what are collocations? So collocations are words that normally go together. So for example, go shopping. So if you put different words together that don't collocate, like for example, make shopping, no, that's wrong. That doesn't work. So go and shopping, they collocate. So that means they normally go together.
And last but not least is experience. And remember that when we use a language, we put together all of those things that we just talked about, all of those skills, the productive skills, the receptive skills, the grammar, the vocabulary. And instead of studying them individually, using many of them together will help you develop and maintain your English skills. And the more you expose yourself to English, the more fluent you become. And that means any sort of experience. It could be talking to people, it could be listening to something, going to a museum and reading descriptions of paintings. It could be listening to a podcast. Anything counts. Anything that helps you be in contact with the English language will help you improve your skill level. So everything and anything counts.
Yes, and we do have a course coming up, the Witte Way to IELTS Foundation, that puts all of these things, the productive skills, the receptive skills, the grammar, the vocabulary, we put all of them together in a way that is fun and easy to follow, so that you can experience English as much as possible to get your level up. Yeah, so that you can improve your English level for the IELTS. There are also lots of skills that are necessary for the IELTS for you to practice. And of course, lots of games, because we like games. Games are good for learning, so why not?
And just to finish up, a little inspirational quote for us. The limits of my language means the limits of my world. So learning a new language can only open doors and expand your horizons. So let's be brave, let's be learning and expand our opportunities.
Yes, and happy learning.
Happy learning. See you soon.
Thank you so much. And to know more, click on the links in the description. Bye.
Bye-bye.